Hi folks, I have a series of videos here that I'm creating on the topic of prepper fitness, or to coin a term that a few other people have used, prepper fit. Um, as many of you know, a lot of preppers are getting a bit older in age. Many of us are over 40, over 50, even over 60. And being fit for a prepper um, is a bit different than if you're in your 20s and 30s. And, you know, many of us were athletes when we were younger, but that's no longer the case. As you get older, um, you tend to become less mobile and than you were when you were younger. You don't have the core strength, the leg strength, the arm strength, the chest strength. You just don't have the strength that you did when you were younger, and your mobility as you age, especially when you get over 50, 55, 60, your mobility, your ability to get up and walk around, your ability to get on the floor and get back up again, all that changes quite a bit as you get older. So to address that, I've got um, a pretty important book here that I discovered, probably a year or two ago, called Starting Strength, Basic Barbell Training by Mark Rippetoe. And there's also a YouTube channel, Starting Strength, as well, that has most of this material on there that you can find. But Starting Strength is really based on the premise of doing 4 or 5 different exercises to maintain your core strength as you get older. Um, the bench press, the press or military press, um, squats, the clean, and the deadlift. And of those exercises, if you can at least get to the point of doing perhaps 3 of them, you're going to be in pretty good shape for an older person as you continue on. The bench press, squats of some sort, um, the military press, or the deadlift would serve you well. And if you read this book by Mark Rippetoe, he goes into really as much detail as you could possibly ask for on the mechanics of each of these exercises, what they look like, and how to do them, and how often to do them. And just as a reference, I'll show you in my copy here, there's a page here that talks about how often to do these exercises. He basically splits it up into an A and a B. Hopefully you can see that. And then you take these exercises and you do them either 2 or 3 times a week. If you're in somewhat decent shape, you could probably start out, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, alternate A schedule, B schedule, back to A schedule. If you're really out of shape, and you really, just don't have much to work with and you're getting started out, I highly recommend you just do 2 days a week. Tuesday and Thursday seems to work pretty good for me. And you're alternating between an A schedule and a B schedule. So maybe your A schedule is bench press, squats, and a deadlift. And then maybe your B schedule is bench press, squats, and clean or military press. That's really up for you to determine what you're capable of doing, not me. But for now, I'm starting out with the bench press, and instead of squats, because I'm just not able to squat my body weight yet, I have a leg press slash hack squat machine that I purchased, and you could easily go to a gym if you have a gym close by as well. You don't have to purchase all this equipment yourself. But I have my own little garage gym. So I've got a treadmill, I've got a bench press, and I've got a leg press machine that I purchased. And so I do the barbell bench press. I do leg presses because the single best way to improve your leg strength to the point of being able to do a squat is to do the leg press. It isolates and targets those leg muscles. And I can attest to the fact that it works great for me. So that's my focus right now, is the bench press and leg press until I can do squats. And then I'll probably also look at the deadlift or the military press after that. In addition to that, as you get older, your muscles, if you haven't been using them, they get rather weak. So I started out before I did the barbells. I started out doing dumbbells, and I purchased a set of power blocks, and I was making some pretty good progress doing the dumbbells. The problem is, especially with the dumbbells, is there's not a lot of stability because your arms are independent and your muscles are independent and they're not working together. And it's so easy when you're doing the dumbbell to overwork your existing muscle structure. The dumbbells really work your elbows, whether you're doing bicep curls or triceps or whatever. If you're in a weakened condition to begin with, you've been sedentary for many years, you will have no idea just how weak your shoulders have become. And if your shoulders are weak and you're using dumbbells, that exacerbates the stresses that's put onto your elbows. You will find that you have either golfer's elbow, which is the inside of the elbow, or tennis elbow, which is the outside of the elbow. You'll have pain there. In fact, after a few weeks of using the dumbbells, I had pain on both my inside of my elbow and the outside of my elbow, and I had to stop using dumbbells for a period of time. And if you do some searches on YouTube, there's a few good videos that show how to work on strengthening the shoulder muscles. But one of the best things you can do is to switch to a barbell. And the barbell provides stability for the arms to work together, the shoulders. Everything seems to work together better with a barbell. It's more stable. And the positioning of it just doesn't stress the elbows like dumbbells do. So I started to use my barbell set and my bench press. And over the past few weeks, not using the dumbbells, my elbow pain is all but gone. It has gotten much better, and with the barbells, my shoulder strength has improved, which has reduced the stresses on my elbows. After doing this for a few weeks, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks, you will find that maybe you started out just lifting the bar. The bar itself is about 45 pounds. And then you start adding weight to it, and you can easily go up 5 to 10 pounds every session. But I suggest, especially if you're like me and you've been out of shape for way longer than you should have been, you really need to emphasize going slow and stay on the light side with these exercises. So I've been intentionally doing less than I know I'm capable of doing, but doing it, 5 to 10 reps and then 3 to 4 sets at a time until I feel, some exhaustion set in. But I'm not overdoing the weight, so I'm not overstressing my muscles. And I've seen myself go up, I've probably gone up a good 50, 60 pounds in my ability to bench press since I started. And I'm still, I'm staying on the light side of things because I don't want to injure myself. It's so easy when you're over 50 or you've been sedentary for years. It's so easy to injure yourself. And then, all of your good intentions are for nothing because now you can't train. So go slow, go light, take it easy with these exercises. So my recommendation is again the bench press. And if you can't squat your body weight, then purchase or go to a gym and use a leg press. And do that until you can increase your leg strength so you can squat. And then when you can squat, you can look at doing squats, with a barbell on your shoulders and starting to add weight to your shoulders and doing controlled squats that way. If you don't have that comfort level, then you could transition from doing leg presses to doing hack squats on the same machine. Several machines do both leg press and hack squats. And that's how I would approach this. If you read the Starting Strength book or subscribe to Mark's YouTube channels, you will see he's got a bunch of podcasts available. And the major theme here as you get older, especially over 50, is cardio is not something you need to do a lot of. In fact, if you're over 40, over 50, you should strongly consider not running, not jogging, but walking with a purpose and doing other types of low impact cardio, whether it's a treadmill, going for a walk, a bicycle, elliptical. But you want to keep it down. I would suggest strongly less than 30 minutes. I typically do 15 minutes of cardio as a warm-up before I do the weights. And the thing about Mark's approach to doing the weights is you have a limited time between sets, typically 30 to 60 seconds between sets. So the whole time you're lifting weights, you're also doing cardio. Your heart rate is elevated. So from the time you start your 15 minutes of cardio and then you start doing your weights, if you do it in a purposeful, rapid manner between sets, you will find that you've been, after an hour or an hour and 15 minutes, that whole time really counts as cardio. So you really, your joints as you get older, they can't handle the cardio that you did when you were in your 20s and 30s. And being prepper fit doesn't mean that you're ready to go join your local militia or the National Guard or go run a marathon. That's for younger people. And if you're older and you do that kind of activity, you're really fooling yourself and hurting yourself because your joints aren't going to last forever trying to keep that up. So being prepper fit to me really means I am fit to defend my family. I am fit to do a short range task. I can walk and hike a few miles without being a mess, but it doesn't mean that I can sprint 100 yards. It doesn't mean I can run 10 miles. It doesn't mean I can carry a 50-pound backpack in the woods for 5 miles either. Prepper fit means I'm in pretty decent shape. I can defend myself and my family. I can go and walk a few miles. I can carry a 20 or 30-pound backpack for a couple of miles, but I'm not trying to be a soldier here. I'm not trying to be an athlete again. I did that when I was younger. When I was younger, I was in the military. When I was younger, I was an athlete, but I'm not that age anymore. So this is all about being prepper fit, and I'll have some more forthcoming information going through some of the actual equipment that I have and use, as well as a little bit of information about some of the exercises in general and what I'm trying to accomplish. The other book I have here is Bigger, Leaner, Stronger by Michael Matthews. The Simple Science of Building the Ultimate Male Body. Now, this book gets into more bodybuilding, which is not me. A lot of this book deals with bodybuilding, which is probably more useful for younger people, but there is There are references in this book to Mark Rippetoe and Starting Strength, and there are areas of this book that talks about food and talks about exercise. And I found this book to be valuable as well. It talks about some supplements and things like that, and I'll talk about supplements in the future as well. But really, the basis of this is starting strength, building a solid, strong core, and keeping your mobility as you get older. Mark has stated a few times that if he was put in charge of a nursing home, within 6 months, half of those people could go home because he'd have them doing squats and they would regain their body strength and they'd be able to live at home again. They wouldn't have to be in a nursing home because they're not mobile and they don't have any strength. And that's the leading cause to ending up in a nursing home is you've been sedentary, your muscles are weak, you can't walk, you can't go to the bathroom, you can't do anything by yourself because you haven't taken the time to maintain any level of body strength. Okay? So that's what this short Prepper Fit series is going to discuss. I just wanted to start off with the books and my approach to this and encourage you to do your own research and find what works for you. But if I could emphasize one thing, especially if you've been sedentary and you're older, go slow, go with low weight, not high repetition, just low to medium repetition, low weight, and go slow. Listen to your body. If your body starts hurting, don't push it. Do some research to see what you need to do to strengthen that area of your body that's hurting. And that's it. Thank you.